3-point game. We are trying out the holder again. On a 2-year deal for the Houston Texans, will hold it and then get off the field. He's the 12th player out there for the Texans, and a return by Jackson, his second of the game, and he is dumped near the 32, but a flag is down on the play. We've seen 2 flags on kick returns so far tonight. And John Hussey will sort through it. Townsend gives away, forgot the tee, but gives away.
Kicking team,
forget the wave.
Player left early. They have elected to decline this foul. First down.
So player took off early again as everybody tries to settle into this new kickoff situation. The dynamic kickoff, as they're calling it in the NFL, and I said to John Hussey before the game, it's going to kind of get to be like baseball with splicing together tape to see if a runner from third left before the catch is made in the outfield, if they're tagging and trying to score from third base. As Rippon is able to complete that pass, we're underway in the second half.
Well, if tonight is any indication, I think anybody wants that to become an issue. So maybe that becomes one of the tweaks. I'm not sure, but I don't. They don't want to see penalties on every kickoff, because someone's leaving early. But that's what we have seen tonight.
Here's one over the middle, and a nice spinning grab is made into Texans territory by Bates, and a gain of 20. We welcome you inside the
really well, and there's only been 2 accepted penalties in the first half, which is really impressive for the first preseason game.
Here is a toss to Demetric Felton. He was just, we're ramping up fast for these 2 teams, but like you said, they're young teams. They get an extra game, and so they can ease into the preseason. That's why we're not seeing any starters play in this game.
That's right, and I think that even though we're not seeing the starters and we're not seeing Caleb Williams, the fact that these 2 teams are playing in this game, they reported earlier to training camp than everybody else. So at the end of the day, they are getting more work than the other teams, which I think is only a positive for someone like Caleb.
Here's this combination again. Colin Johnson on the receiving end, and Brett Rippon throwing another good pass. Troy Pride was in coverage, but you just can't throw it or catch it any better than this.
No, I mean, the coverage, you can't do any more in coverage either on both of these catches that Colin Johnson has been able to make. He's just gone up over the top at his size. I mean, clearly they're taking advantage of that. He's going to be taller than any corner he goes up against, but he goes up and makes the play.
Russell Yerk chimes in from his little perch over there, and we're going to get a challenge here. So we're seeing a little bit of everything, and it looks like D'Amico Ryans is going to challenge.
Well, Yerk's gotten comfortable in a hurry, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
Field of a completed catch.
Yeah, here they're definitely looking to see where if he lost control of that ball before it hits the ground.
So the call is complete pass, and the challenge from the Texans sideline.
The receiver did not control the ball while trying to go across the catch. Incomplete pass. Houston has won the challenge. Therefore, by rule, they now have 2 challenges remaining. Third down.
We welcome in Russell Yerk officially. It's not official till you see him. This is Russell Yerk, who is going to join us for this year and beyond, helping us with rule interpretations. And what a year to have you with this new dynamic kickoff. It's going to be fun to see how this all unfolds.
It's an exciting year, and it's such an honor to join Monday Night Football and to work with both of you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's an NFL vice president of instant replay formerly, and now he's with ESPN.
Yeah, no, it's great to have him, and he's already gotten comfortable. I mean, if you got something to say on TV, you just jump in there and do it.
That's right.
I like that. You're aggressive.
Don't wait.
I'm going to sit over here and drink my tea. You have at it. You want to?
You got it.
Be the analyst.
So they will overturn the call. Still a great effort by Johnson, and the throw by Rippon. And now, good job by Rippon as he ends up buying time And a catch and run by Brendan Bates, who is upended, but a big play and a gain of 27. On Bates. So they check on Lonnie Johnson Jr. We'll have his status when we come back. Stint with the Texans, able to get up and walk off the field after that hit. And that completion for Brett Rippon gets the ball down to the four with an answer for number 11. Here is Demetric Felton. He is able to bounce it. The former Cleveland Brown is down inside the 10. Brandon Hill missed a tackle along the way, and that's a 6-yard carry for Felton.
Yeah, this is good, tough running. You mentioned Brett Rippon and what he's done, Joe. He's 10 of 13, and we saw that drop that got overturned by Colin Johnson. The 3 incompletions that he's had have all been in the receiver's hands. I mean, he's not made a poor decision yet, and he's delivered the ball with accuracy, and he has really looked sharp here tonight.
2nd down and 4 with the ball inside the 10. Good protection. There's Johnson, and can't make that spinning one-handed grab going out of bounds. Covered well by Troy Pride.
Anticipated that, lead him up towards the pylon. That's where Johnson was expecting it, in him trying to come back and make a play on
that. The Bears, who are going to be featured on Hard Knocks this year. The recap of this game will be Liev Schreiber talking about Brett Rippon and receiver Colin Johnson.
Well, there's no doubt now.
3rd down and 4. End zone, why not? How about some more? Number 80, Colin Johnson, and Liev get ready to say his name into the microphone. And Brett Rippon, what a body of work tonight. 9-yard touchdown. And Colin Johnson is making a statement here tonight.
Yeah, really good, because Johnson, when he releases, he's inside of the defender, and he knows, of course, that he's going to then take it to the back pylon. He's got to be able to work through that. You see he's on the left of the screen, and he's got to work through that over the top. Defender's expecting him to continue on the crossing route. He comes back out in the anticipated throw by Rippon. That's good execution by those two, and it has been throughout this game.
More touchdown throws tonight for Rippon than he's had in a season. The 6th-year pro from Boise State. Rippon tonight, 11 for 15, 166. A 4-point lead. So the Bears will kick it away, and the Texans wait deep. It's got to be a fun outfit to wear on a muggy night. J.J. Taylor is back there waiting, and this one is down in the end zone. So where does the ball come out, you ask? Well, if it hits first in the end zone and is downed, it comes out to the 30-yard line. Ball will stay alive in the end zone now until it's down by a player or goes out of bounds. The ball comes out to the 20 if the kick lands in the landing zone and then is downed in the end zone. And as we're having here, comes out to the 30 if the ball hits first in the end zone. So these kickers are aiming for that landing zone between the 20 and the goal line, as the penalty is rather severe for driving it into the end zone or out of the back of the end zone. So from the 30, good starting field position. Gerard Jordan in the backfield for the first time tonight. And he gets it over the right side. And well played by the Chicago defensive front, but a penalty flag flies back just inside the 40. And a hold is the indication from John Hussey against Houston.
Hussey's got to get that mic working.
Offense number 26, That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. First down.
All right, let's check in as Skoranek is guilty of the hold. Check in with Lisa Salters.
Thank you, Joe. Caleb, thank you so much for joining us. You said earlier in the week you were hoping to be able to play in this game. Coach had other plans, but what did you want to show if you had been able to get out here tonight?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been on the football field, since November 18th. And so, being able to get out here and play a game, that time is coming soon. We just got I think a sack fumble. They recovered it, but just to get back out here, get back on the field. I told Coach how exciting it feels to be back out on the field finally, and so and that was just for warm-ups, let alone just getting out here to play.
The team said that they really challenged you to really level up, to come into training camp ready to roll. Where would you say that you have grown the most since first walking into the building in the spring?
Yeah, I would say within our protection game, I would say I've grown the most. Flipping protections, making checks, getting us out of stuff. I think I've gotten a lot better with that. It's still progressing, still growing.
And what your teammates and coaches say they love about you is your willingness to learn. And you yourself have talked about just adjusting to new things on the pro level, even like the evening walkthroughs. Just tell us how something as simple as that, getting used to the evening walkthroughs, kind of forced you to kind of grow and adjust.
Yeah, it's a lot of it. I mean, football isn't new to me, but a lot of this is new to me, and so just progressing, soaking up all the information that I can, progressing, like you said, through the evening walkthroughs even, because those will build the championship, habits and things like that throughout time, and so just the process of being that I'm in, the position that I'm in, is also want to soak up all the information and grow from it.
We cannot wait to see you play. Have a great rookie season.
Awesome. Thank you.
Joe.
Lisa, thank you. Caleb was named the starter by Matt Eberflus 15 days after he was drafted.
What took him so long?
I mean, there's no drama.
Seriously.
There is no drama. This is his job. #1 overall pick. Heisman Trophy winner a couple of seasons ago. And you can just tell in the answers that maturity, and he is raring to go. Fair catch by Dante Pettis after a 49-yard punt. Matt Eberflus and Caleb Williams. I used to do baseball, and I would talk about the Red Sox prior to 2004. As Austin Reed, undrafted out of college, takes over at quarterback and hands off to Felton. And I talk about the Red Sox, and you talk about the curse of the Bambino. It's been 86 years, and you just know that every Red Sox fan is throwing stuff at their TV like, will you shut up? We know we haven't won since 1918. Well, for the Bears, they're tired of hearing about the quarterback numbers, rookie quarterbacks, and searching for that franchise quarterback and not having 4,000-yard passer. And, there's a lot of history that's on Caleb Williams, but it seems like if there's somebody that's able to handle it in big city, that's the young man that can do it.
Yeah, I think so. And, we talked about the weapons that he's going, and I know that what happened last year at USC, there's a lot of talk. Can he play within the structure of an offense? He was always trying to create plays and held the ball a lot and all that. I believe he can. I've seen it at times. And I think last year he was probably just trying to do too much. He was playing behind a poor defense. The offensive line was shaky. He didn't have the same receivers he had in his second year when he won the Heisman Trophy. And I just think he's a special, special talent. And I'm really optimistic on what kind of career he's going to have.
Offense number 68, 5-yard penalty.
That was the center, Doug Kramer, who was rocking backward. There is a center battle in camp between 8 plays. I'm not going to make any comparisons, but special talent, no doubt. 3rd down and 10. Pass underneath, and Felton survived one hit, but he's going to be brought down a yard short of a 1st down to bring up 4th down.
The Bears, you look at them, Joe, and all they have to do is look across the field at the Houston Texans and know that everything's right out in front of them. And anything can happen because a rookie quarterback last year in C.J. Stroud, D'Amico Ryans comes in, Of course, as a first-time head coach, new offensive coordinator, they were able to just get some career performances by some young players. But C.J. Stroud is the guy who made it happen. And they win a playoff game. They win the division. A lot of good things to build on as going to this year. And all that can happen in Chicago. I mean, they have that type of roster. And obviously a lot of it will hinge on how well Caleb Williams plays as a rookie.
Here is J.J. Taylor on return. A flag comes down after a good punt by Corliss Waitman of 52 yards. And flags are down.
Illegal block in the back, receiving team, number 88. That 10-yard penalty will be enforced from the spot of the foul. First down. Timeout.
So a timeout, that'll move the Texans back 10 yards. And the drive will start at the 11 of the previous year, which is have the offensive rookie of the year. Just had it with Sauce Gardner and Wilson and Will Anderson and C.J. Stroud took home those honors from what they did last season. As a handoff here is to Jordan. And he doesn't get anything. We'll send it down to Issa Salters.
Thank you, Joe. Will, you made the Pro Bowl as a rookie. You were the defensive rookie of the year. Just how do you top that, what you'd last seen? How do you top this season?
Yeah, it's never been satisfied. Like, those accolades are great, man, but, ultimate goal is always the Super Bowl. But right now, man, we're just focused on stacking. It's not about me, it's about the team. How are we coming to work every day? What are we doing to get better? And how are we building our foundation?
I know that you worked out with Myles Garrett in the offseason. You still send to J.J. Watt so that he can give you advice. So what part of your game do you want to be even better this season?
Yeah, man, it's a blessing to have those guys in my life, man. And just one part of my game that I think I want to get better is my pass rush. And I missed a lot of sacks. Just not finishing at the top of my rush. And that's just been with my pro growth this year, just finishing at the top of the rush, getting extension, and making sacks.
Daniil Hunter has said, one of your new teammates, he said that what he loves about you is just how you listen. Just what have you been able to learn from Daniil so far?
Man, Daniil's such a great guy, man. He's been a great addition to our team. He's been a blessing to our room, man. And just working my hands with him, that's one of the biggest things that I see about him in his game, is how good he is with his hands. He's constantly working his hands, and that's one thing that I'm trying to take from his game to put into my arsenal.
Now, the Texans are not going to surprise anybody this season. You know that. So the expectations so high, just what goals have you personally set for yourself?
Yeah, right now, my biggest thing is just being a great leader. All the other goals fall into place that I have for myself, but right now, I just want to be a great leader, be a blessing to my teammates, help the young rookies, because I was in that position last year, and just making sure we're coming together as one, so when we step on the field Sunday, we're all together and we're balling and have fun.
And you feel like it'll bet?
Yeah, I actually do. I got guys coming up to me now, so I'm like, let me just embrace this role now.
All right, we'll have a great season, Will.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Joe.
Yeah, Lisa, with as much recognition as Anderson got, he still kind of get overshadowed playing with C.J. Stroud. He's like C.J. in a lot of ways. Great tools, serious, loves the game, trying to get better always. He felt he needed to add some weight, so he put some weight on, and this is getting ugly here with Tim Boyle in at quarterback after a completion. We've had false start or two.
They mentioned the weight that he's put on. I've heard anywhere from 15 to 25 pounds, but he talks about how he wants to be a leader. A little bit about Ryan Poles and what he's done for Chicago as the general manager. Nick Caserio, he's been outstanding as well. In that draft class, when you get a franchise quarterback and get an edge rusher like they got in that draft, boy, you are off and running. No surprise they had the year they had.
Handoff is to Jordan as we are coming up on 6 minutes left in a quarter. This is better in 2024.
Yeah, and I think in this year's crop of rookies, they've got a starter that appears in Kamari Lassiter opposite of Derek Stingley, having an outstanding camp himself.
What a good catch by Skoranek. And to reach back and one-handed made that grab. We saw Skoranek with the Rams, who was running routes and then for a while carrying the football.
In 22, when they lost some key players at the wide receiver position, and Skoranek, he kind of took over for Cooper Kupp, did a lot of the same type of stuff. But as we've talked about, that's going to be a tough one to crack. for this Texans roster when you're fighting for spot at wide receiver.
There's the punt by Townsend. And Pettis cannot make the catch. A muff punt, and now the fight for the football inside the 40. It looks like it's Houston's ball.
The offense recovered first down.
Well, we see the rain falling right now, and we know there are thunderstorms bearing down on our location right now as Frank Ross has got his group fired up on the sideline as J.J. Taylor came up with the fumble recovery. And in case you want to know what's coming up weather-wise, I'm not a meteorologist, but that doesn't look good.
Does not look good. And speaking of Frank Ross getting fired up, he got me a little fired up the other day on our call with him. He was pretty entertaining.
He was great.
Getting these special teams coaches an opportunity to be heard from. And, you know, Joe Avisano was with the Dallas Cowboys for a long time. Great special teams coach. And he used to get so upset that he never got asked to be in a production meeting. That's all changed this year.
It sure is. It's changing. And Frank, I mean, you know why. There are 10 guys out on the field here offensively for the Texans, so they use a timeout. But they're comparing notes as they try to put together how to navigate this new NFL kickoff rule.
Yeah, and I think a few of them are going to get some NIL deals before this thing's over.
Is that what you think? Okay, good. We're going to have to go in quarter number 3, and play action from Boyle. He throws, and incomplete. Well covered by the Bears, as Johnny Johnson III was the intended target. 2nd and 10. Tim Boyle played at Eastern Kentucky. We've seen him at different stops around the NFL. His 5th year. He's 29 years old. There's 3 games with the Jets last year. Made 2 starts. Threw for 360 yards, a touchdown, 4 interceptions. Second down and 10. Hand off to Jordan over the right side, and he's going to lose 2. As Coward comes up to make the stop.
Now, I think you get this point in this game, as mentioned, with the rain falling and fans have begun to leave. Whether or not we get this game played throughout, we'll find out. But I think these coaches, you know, I think it's been a good look as far as what we've seen from some of these young players in that first half. Pretty clean. Got a chance to get them on film, evaluate it, coach it up this next week, but see if they can't get out of here without suffering any injuries.
3rd down and 12. Boyle is out to his right and incomplete. On that throw, British Brooks. Brooks, a rookie from North Carolina, and a frustrating possession for the Texans after recovering that muff punt.
It gets tough. You know, you see Tim Boyle and some of the frustration on his face, and I understand it that, you know, here's a guy who's been in the league for a while. He comes in here in the second half towards the end of the 3rd quarter. You know, he's with a lot of guys who, you know, are still learning the playbook and trying to figure it out and how to play, and yet he wants to look good, and it is really tough on him.
Here is a 58-yard try by Fairbairn, and it's wide right. And that'll keep this a 4-point game. In the stadium, they've asked the fans, the players, anybody down on the field.